Welcome to Central Park, Sittingbourne, the former home of Sittingbourne FC, but now very much the home of greyhound racing here, and as from today, the home of the Kent CTA Fire Kings, as a big queue waits for the gates to open, and open they have just been, as this new era in Speedway in Kent is going to take place this afternoon in front of, I'm sure it's going to be a very big crowd indeed. Thumbs up from that gentleman. And let's hope the track gets a thumbs up as well. They haven't had too long to lay the circuit, but this really is a magnificently appointed arena here for Speedway racing. There's the acoustic fence that had to be put up as part of the planning permission for the sport to return to Kent. The Kent King Speedway. Andy Griggs at his track shop stall there, being helped by Stevie Boxall. The Crusaders, the last team that rode regularly in competitive Speedway down at Canterbury 26 years ago. And well, we've got some of their box sets on sale, you can see there, as the crowds there filing in. And well, there is Roger Kearns, the owner of the stadium and co-promoter here of this new venture, and we've got several stalls just off the Fourth Bend area, and one or two quite lively children, it seems. Kent, of course, has really always had a very good motorcycle fan base, especially grass track, although unfortunately grass tracks are not having the greatest of times at the moment. Reaction tester, I'm sure one or two of the fans will be testing themselves on that later. Beach Cross Motor Racing at Margate on the quad machines, and one of the very old Ipswich Witches race jackets. Got the blast from the past vintage Speedway racing guys here, and well, that's a very famous insignia, of course. Kent Crusaders, Sittingbourne Crusaders. Ovi Fondant, the 5 times world champion. That's the one of the bikes that he rode when he raced for the world famous Bellevue Aces. Barry Briggs, a Speedway legend, 4 times world champion. That's the bike he raced on when he was with the Robins. And well, there is a man who's been there, seen everything, got the t-shirt, Speedway racing. That of course is Len Silver, 81 years young, and one of the men responsible for bringing the sport back to Kent, and I'm sure we're all indebted to him and Roger. So absolutely superb facility, and I'm sure that after the track has had a time to bed in, we're going to see some brilliant Speedway racing here, and I'm sure we'll have some very big meetings here in the future, as the fans just wait for the action to take place. And the youngsters there are very much a family sport, of course, as some of the riders coming around. That is the American Internationals, as the crowds flock here to Central Park. The car park overfilling. Let's join the owner of the stadium.
Roger Kearns, momentous day for Central Park.
Yeah, big day, yeah. We've had greyhound racing for 15 years now, and this is something new for the stadium. Great.
How long has Speedway been in your thinking? I mean, how far back?
Well, I originally went for planning permission around about 2001. Got turned down, left it for a few years, then went back, got 1 year, not enough, went for a public hearing, won 4 years, so we've got it for 4 years now.
And how many obstacles did you have to overcome?
Well, a long time, because it's gone on for about 13 years. But here we are, great.
Nervous looking up to?
Well, I'm a little bit nervous. I mean, Len Silver's running the racing side of it, so I'm sure we're in good hands there. I mean, Len's 80 and been doing it for as long as anyone can remember, so we've got no problems.
Were there any problems to overcome regarding fitting the Speedway track inside the dog track?
No. This is one of the largest dog tracks in the country. And as you can see, there's grass either end between, and very few Speedway stroke dog tracks have that no man's land between, so we're lucky. That's good.
Also, Speedway's in your family blood. Your grandfather, W.J. Kearns, was involved at High Beach,
yes.
First ever meeting in England.
That's right.
And your father, John, was
yes.
manager at Wimbledon for many years.
Grandfather built Kings Oak High Beach in about 1926, 27, and my father ran Wimbledon for 55 years, yes. So,
you always
long
had
time,
an
yeah.
interest in
And I was there for a long while before I left, and I've just come back, really.
What are your own memories of Speedway as a young man, if you like?
Barry Briggs, Ronnie Moore, people like that, yeah. I was at Wimbledon when we brought them both back out of retirement. 2 or 3 times, I seem to recall.
And have you been pleased, Roger, with the publicity in the area?
Well, yeah, no, the publicity's been very good, and we couldn't do too much publicity because we didn't get all our eventual permissions until very late in the day. So we're kicking off, and I think the word's got around, so hopefully we'll have a good crowd today.
And what sort of crowd are you anticipating?
Oh, don't ask me that. No, that's not fair. 100.
Good luck anyway.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Barney Kennett, it's 26 years since Canterbury Speedway closed in 1987. Good to be back at a prime new venue now.
Yeah, it is. It brings a lot of back, a lot of memories, and I'm looking forward to it, really. See a lot of old faces, because I still say it's the best time of my life anyway. And I think the old supporters are going to enjoy coming in and watching this anyway with a bit of luck. Just hope it's a success for them.
Do you think that many old Canterbury fans will be tempted back to come and see Speedway again?
I know what they're like. Yeah, they will be out. There'll be quite a few, I can imagine, old Canterbury supporters out here from Kent. There was we had a good support there, so I can imagine there'll be a lot about.
Looking at the stadium and the track itself, what are your first impressions?
Lovely. Track it's not bad. I think it'll be a bit suspect around the outside because there's no banking. I think there might be a few going through, but it's lovely. In the short time that they've done it, I think it can be very nice. I think in a couple of years' time they stay here.
And the stadium itself, obviously a massive grandstand.
Yeah, that is nice. That's nice to see that, because when the old Canterbury days you just had one, but at least they got a chance of 2 here, and later on that might be all filled up with, I hope.
John, you've had to assemble a brand new team here for this season at Craven Park. What are your thoughts on the potential, what your boys can do?
Well, I mean, we've got an outstanding number one, probably the league's best rider to lead us, Steve Boxall. Len was adamant that was the sort of lead rider that he wanted. Then we've got the backup in Bren Morley, a youngster coming on, and he's got 2 or 3 seasons behind him, so he knows what it's all about at this level. David Mason, who's the experienced older hand, who's worth far more than the points he scores in the pits with his mechanical know-how and everything else. Young Connor, another up-and-coming rider we picked up at Rye House last year, plus the three-pointers that are all new to team racing in Jack Kingston, Adam Kirby and Sam Woods.
So what are your overall expectations of the team, looking at it realistically?
Well, I mean, obviously the aim at the end of the season is to reach the playoffs. It'll take us time to settle in, no doubt about that. I mean, probably for the first half of the season, this track will be almost as new to us as it is to our visitors. But that's the name of the game, and we'll have to progress, hopefully, week by week.
What feedback did you get from the riders after the team practice? What were their thoughts on the track?
Yeah, they spoke to Len, and because he's more or less in charge of the circuit at the moment, still it's not finished in construction yet. He still needs to lay more shale, but you can only do it gradually. You can't do it all in one go. And yeah, they thought it was a little bumpy, but they've worked on it all week since, and he said he's assured them that it will be smoother today, and each successive week will get better.
Facilities-wise, the riders must be looking forward to performing in a stadium of this quality.
Oh, for sure. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that it's the best stadium in the National League, on a par certainly with Wolverhampton Dudley. Yeah. So, 2 good stadiums in that respect, yes.
Great. Okay. Lynn Silver, you've been involved in preparing many tracks over the years, including Wembley Stadium. How does this compare, and it's a momentous day for you?
A very big day indeed to bring Speedway back to Kent, because there are many fans in Kent who've been devoid of Speedway for a lot of years. So it's a real pleasure to open this track, but it has been extremely hard work for a large variety of reasons, not the least of which is because the material that I ordered, for example for the base, didn't materialise, and they sent me the wrong material, which I then had to work with, which created all kinds of problems. However, although the track isn't as perfect as I would want it to be. It is now getting there, and within 2 or 3 weeks of it settling in, I'll get it good.
How long ago did you actually start the whole process of creating the track from scratch?
Well, we started cutting the track out in November, then there was a break over Christmas and the New Year, and we actually started about the middle of January cutting the track out and doing all the work, and it's been just a steady run right until today.
I mean, it's official measurement, I think it's 262 metres. Is that an ideal size for you?
268.
Is that an ideal size?
I think so, yes. It's a very good shaped track. The riders love the shape of it. It's really nice. Once I get the surface right, this is going to be one hell of a speedway track.
What is the base that you're using then? You said you had to compromise.
Chalk. And they sent me what's called chalk as dug, which has a load of Flintstones in it, and that wasn't what I ordered. And it's the Flintstones that are causing me the problems.
And will you stick with that for the rest of the season? Have you got to stick with that?
Well, I've got to stick with it. I've got to live with that. I've just got to keep improving it bit by bit.
And quickly on the team, do you think the team's strong enough? I mean, what are your expectations of the team?
Well, I would have liked to have had the team a bit stronger, to be honest with you. But we are kind of dictated a little bit by the strength of our number one rider. Steve Boxall is a really top rider at this level, and because of that his average is very high indeed, which has meant that I've had to have 3 raw novices at the bottom end. That initially will give us some problems, I think, but as the weeks go by, that will improve.
You're into your early 80s now and you're looking well on it. You still seem to have the same enthusiasm as you did when you first began promoting at Hackney.
Well, Speedway keeps me alive, so I'm very grateful to it.
Super Simo, man of Kent, seen Kent Speedway all through your life and grass tracks and everything.
Yeah, sure.
Good day to see Speedway at a good venue like this.
It's brilliant. I mean, we've starved the Speedway since Canterbury went, haven't we? And it's, well, I really do hope it works. The stadium's good, everything else, facilities are good. Obviously the people up the road aren't too good, but let's hope we can overcome that and make a go of this place.
Well, looking at the shape of the track, what are your impressions about actually seeing a race on it yet?
I'm impressed with it. I mean, it's difficult to say without watching someone go round, but looking at it just from the outside here, I'm very impressed. It's a good shape, good size, you know. Let's just hope the surface stays down. They're going to have a few problems to start with, obviously, but I'm very impressed with the whole thing.
And obviously pleased to be part of it today. A bit of a historic day for Kent Speedway.
Yeah, it's nice to sort of be invited back, just to sort of see how it goes and be part of it. As you said, I'm looking forward to it. Just hope it goes well and we can keep it. That's the main thing. We don't need it to fold up this year.
I mean, facilities-wise, you're looking at the quality of the stands and that. I mean, it looks like made for elite league, let alone Premier.
It could well be, I mean, I think they've got to weather the storm this year and just get by the horrible start time, the horrible day. You're competing with Sky Television on the, Sky on the telly, and there's a lot going against it for this first year. But if they can get through that, get the start time changed, possibly get the day changed, I think it'll go good.
Lawrence Rogers in charge of the American team today. I understand you've had a bit of a battle putting the lineup together. Can you explain what your problems you've encountered in the last couple of days?
Loads, to be honest. Well, it all started really before the tour. We lost Austin Notraval when his house burnt down, and he never got to Germany for the Under-21 World Team Cup. So that was one off the agenda anyway. At Rye House on Saturday, Gino Manzari's took a frightful knock. He went into the bend hard, went over the top and bounced, and was taken to hospital with a back injury. Thankfully not serious, and we were able to take him home that night, but he's battered and bruised. But he is hopefully going to be fit to race in Italy this weekend in his Under-21 qualifier. Then yesterday at Buxton, Rocco Scavolati took over the captaincy and unfortunately crashed in his second ride. It was very tight there. The track wasn't being graded, and that I think caused a lot of the problems there, and the four of them went in the bend. Rocco hit the back end, flew up, landed on his shoulder, double fracture of the shoulder. So that's him out of the tour and him out of Italy the weekend as well, which is a great disappointment to him.
How have you managed to assemble a full team then today? What are they doing about replacements?
Well, I tried to find some Kevlars to fit me, but I'm afraid I couldn't find any. No, Dan Greenwood had said to me before if I need him, he'd be available. So Dan was rang yesterday from Buxton and he said yes. And then when I lost Rocco, between John Sanford and I, we've probably talked to 35-40 riders who either are working today or whatever. Aaron Baisby, local lad, answered the call very late this morning and is here today. Thanks Aaron for that one.
Your lads have obviously had a quick look at the track. What feedback have you got from them so far? What do they think of it?
It's going to be interesting, put it that way. The surface is breaking up a bit already there, so it's be interesting when the bikes go around it. So, they're going to give it a go and see how it runs, but it's going to be an interesting meeting.
Given all the problems you've had putting a line-up together, what realistically are your expectations today?
Finish with 7 fit riders would be very nice. I don't like the back of ambulances. I've seen 2 in 2 days. I don't know. In reality, I think Kent will probably have a good victory because we're not strong enough. We've lost our top 2 scorers. With all respect to Aaron and Dan, they're coming in, and again, a track they've not seen before, admittedly, like everyone else. But we're going to be struggling from that point of view. Aaron's a big ask for him to ride at number 1. But I think if we can stay within touch with them, that'd be good. I think it'd be nice if we got a victory, but I don't think it come in. I can see Kent taking that for us.
Yeah. Okay.
Terry Russell, your interest in Central Park goes back many years. Explain your early involvement.
Yeah, came down here, put planning permission in to try and get Speedway in here 10 years ago and got turned down, and it's a big old battle trying to get planning in here. Even now, they've got this restriction on the time that they've got to finish in the evenings, which makes life hard, but at least it's here now after 10 years of work. By Roger Kearns, he's carried on with the idea, and I think Tony came along and put some of his expertise in, because Tony gets quite involved in new tracks opening or old ones that are closed down reopening, so I think they tapped into his expertise.
I mean, also you recognised many years ago the potential of the venue itself. It's a great stadium, obviously.
The venue's fantastic, the facilities here are absolutely fabulous, and it's it's only half an hour from my home, so it was ideal for me. I would have loved to have been involved at the time, but 10 years down the road, I'm not looking to be a promoter, but I'm happy to be here.
And Tony, obviously you've had some involvement here and input with Roger. Tell us how you've been able to help him.
Roger asked me if I could help on the planning side, so he put together some information to his planning advisor and then on to the barrister, the QC, who I must say was very, very good. And I was used as a specialist witness at the public inquiry, which I'm pleased to say was very successful. And of course also the fact that the local authority was forced to pay substantial compensation for legal fees. So we all worked as a team and we won the day.
Obviously you're pushing on now with plans to reopen Bradford, and you've opened many other tracks and reopened them. How does this compare as a venue?
Well, Bradford is a huge stadium in terms of size. It's a bowl, as you'll know. There's miles of terracing there. I'm not sure what their legal capacity is. I think it's about 30,000, which I'd be very pleased to see if we could get 30,000. But I'm told it actually has the record for the largest attendance for a sporting event. And that was 139,000 at Odsal Stadium, Bradford. I believe it was in 1948 for a test match.
But you've seen many Speedway stadiums. How does this compare Central Park?
Oh, it's a superb venue with brilliant facilities, and it's a credit to Roger and Len that they've got this together and managed to get everything to the satisfaction of the Speedway Control Bureau. And I'm hopeful and believe it will be a great success.
Terry, can you see, if they can overcome this hurdle and the obstacles of this first season in National League, can you see long term that there is potential to be racing at a high level?
Yeah, absolutely. It's as good a track as any. The venue, the facilities here, as good as any we've got in the Elite League, if not better. So I'd love to see top class racing come to this venue. Always was the aim, but it'd be interesting to see. I endorse what they're doing starting in the National League. And I think, you know, while they're in the National League, they should go about hopefully resolving this planning issue and getting the time start put back an hour. But you know, long term, I'd like to see them get that change, and I'd like to see the attendance is good enough to support a gradual move up the leagues, just like other clubs have done, and it'll be good to see.
What are your impressions of Central Park?
It's great, you know, from what I see. I think there's going to be some very, very good racing tonight. And beautiful facility. Beautiful. Far better than what we have in the U.S.
And whereabouts are you from? What's your background?
I'm located in Ohio, which is pretty much central the USA. But the speedway in the USA in my part of the country is not big at all. Not big at all. And you know, coming to a place like this is just great. Doesn't get any better.
How does the actual size and shape of the track compare to other stuff you've ridden on?
We ride generally big horse tracks in the USA. They're fairgrounds tracks, half-mile around, a lot bigger corners, a lot longer straightaways. But, you know, it's round, so we're all going to have fun, you know.
Your team has suffered a couple of major injury blows. Top two riders are out injured. I mean, how has that left you?
Well, obviously it does hurt, but, you know, we'll get through it. We'll get through it. I mean, it's racing. Everybody's on the same track. You know, it's just something we got to deal with, and we'll deal with it. We'll get through it. It's not a big deal. We'll get through it.
Great. Dave Mullett, you won. Well, you scored a maximum in the last ever meeting at Canterbury in 1987, and it's taken a long time to bring major speedway back here. I mean, obviously there's been Sitting Bull in the meantime, but this is to come back at a major venue.
Yeah, it's very impressive. You know, the stadium looks really top class. Probably got a little bit more work to do in the pit area, but the stadium looks really good.
The track, have you had a chance to have a look at the shape of it?
Yeah, surprised there's not any banking on it, but maybe they'll put that on, you know, time later as time goes by, perhaps. But I'll just see how it rides. You know, it looks a good little technical track, so could be some good racing today, hopefully.
And good to be back among some old friends, familiar faces. You must have seen a few of your old Crusaders teammates today.
Yeah, I've seen one or two. I haven't really moved much from the spot I am at the moment, but yeah, I've seen one or two. We've all put on a few pounds since we retired, but I guess that's normal.
Dave, big day here for Kent Kings.
It is a big day, yeah. Speedway's returned, which is good. Big crowds. Hopefully the track will hold up. We had a practice last week and it wasn't too great, but hopefully today they've done some improvements and it'll be okay. But like anything, it's going to take a couple of months to settle down. But yeah, no, good for Speedway, good for Kent, good for, to get another track back in, kind of down this way. You know, there's not many. There's obviously Isle of Wight and Lakeside, and obviously Ryehouse is probably the closest from that. But it's good to get another one down here, and it'll be hopefully a good day.
You're captain of the team. What are you expecting from your teammates, and how strong are you going to be, do you reckon?
I think we could have been stronger, possibly with a rider that didn't come on board, but that's it. It's by the by, draw a line. But we're not expected to kind of pull any, you know, punches today or anything like that. We've just got to obviously win our home meetings. I think that's probably the main thing. The guys are all nervous, same as you know, all of us. But you know, they haven't got any experience, and that's going to be tough for them. But especially obviously behind a big crowd as well. But you know, they know what to do. You just got to come. Just don't come last.
I mean, obviously you've got a lot of experience. What are you expecting from yourself this season?
First thing is obviously to get over the injury I had back in May last year. So get over that. I've had one meeting which was at Ryehouse. It took a bit of time to get back into it, even though I've been doing it about 100 years. But it's hard when you have a crash and to come back from it. So yeah, it's just hopefully a steady season. Who knows? You know, I have thought about retiring, but it's not been a kind of a date yet. But who knows? You know, maybe a couple of years here and then maybe call it quits. But who knows? You just don't know. So. And
obviously, from a rider's point of view, it's nice to be performing in front quite a few thousand people and in a nice stadium.
In a nice stadium, yeah, that's it. That's exactly it. Speedway needs this, and it'll be one of the best stadiums in the country. Obviously, you've got Poole and places like that, but this is going to be good. You know, hopefully the crowd can get behind us, and hopefully over the coming weeks the crowd will stay. You know, because obviously the first one's always the nosy one, and people are here to kind of have a look round and stuff. But hopefully we can keep a steady crowd. That'd be good, and hopefully, you know, like sort of 1,500 people would be lovely, wouldn't it? Especially for any speedway promoter.
Well, good to have those words with the riders and personnel here today, and there's some very interesting personnel indeed. Harley Davidson riders, and they're going to be taking the Kent Legends round on track, as well as the Kent Kings. An umbrella, thankfully not being used for keeping the rain off today, keeping the sunshine off. There's the commercial manager who does such a huge part to play in getting everything ready for today, Nick O'Day. And well, this is the pre-meeting parade of the Kent Legends. We've got Bob Coles there, Laurie Etheridge, Alan Johns, Les Rumsey, Dave Mullett, Paul Woods, Barney Kennett, Frank Wendon, Dave Piddock, Graham Clifton. We've also got Malcolm Simmons here, as well as Dave Jessup, and getting a very good reception indeed. There is Laurie Etheridge and Alan Johns, formerly of Crayford, of course. Crayford had a big following just up the road from here. There's Dave Mullett, former Canterbury #1, former England international as well. Barney Kennett, what a character. Paul Woods. Great to see these old Kent legends. And great to see such a massive crowd for this venture. And well, now here come the riders who will be entertaining that massive crowd here this afternoon. We've got the American internationals, and for them it is Aaron Baisby. He rides at #1, coming in for Gino Manzares. At #2, Chris Thomas. At #3, Scott Campus. #4, that's the Dan Greenwood coming in for Rocco Scorpoletti. At #5, Jason Garrity. He should be good around here this afternoon. Jameson Dilkey, he comes in at #6, and Hayden Sims, who's actually from New Zealand, but racing under the American banner today. He's riding at #7 for the Kent CTA Fire Kings. Stevie Boxall, there he is, he rides at #1. Jack Kingston is at 2. Ben Morley, he's just gone through the picture, he rides at 3. Connor Coles, son of Michael and grandson of Bob, he rides at #4. As the crowd show their appreciation to these riders. And David Magic Mason, the captain, he's at #5. Sam Woods is at #6. And finally, last but not least, it is Adam Kirby at #7. A fantastic reception for these riders. And now the racing's about to start. So here we go then for heat #1 of this National League Challenge fixture between the Kent CTA Fire Kings and the American Internationals. We've got Chris Thomas, he comes out off gate #1, off gate #2 it is Jack Kingston. Gate #3, that sees Aaron Baisby, and from the outside Steve Boxall. So the new era of speedway racing here in Kent is about to get underway. Up fly the tapes and into that first bend. Who's made a good start? Well, it is the rider in white, that is Aaron Baisby, who's leads going down the back straight from Steve Boxall in second. Third spot, it is Chris Thomas at the moment. Jack Kingston, in fact here comes Boxall on the inside. Kingston's come through into second place now, has he? Yes, he has. It's a 5-1 for the Kings here in heat #1. As a loud roar goes up from the stadium, and when it back down has come Jack Kingston. Oh, that's a shame for him, having worked his way up into second place. He is able to remount the race when it is continuing, and it means that Stevie Boxall, he's out in front. Second place it is Baisby, and third spot Chris Thomas. That's unfortunate for Kingston, as Boxall, well, he hasn't really been on a bike for a couple of seasons. Got the call from Len Silver during the winter, his old boss, when he raced at Rye House, and said, will he be interested in riding for the new Kent CTA Fire Kings? And the answer was very much an affirmative, as we can see he came through in the first place here. Great start by him to find a way past Baisby. Jack Kingston, well, he got through as well, but took a tumble a shared heat results in the opening race then, and well, it's finally started the speedway here at Sittingbourne after a long wait for Roger Kearns. He must be delighted that it's finally here and up and running. As we move on to heat number 2, and the line-up for this one, we see Sam Woods coming out off at gate number 1. Jameson Dilkey comes out off gate number 2. Adam Kirby is off 3. Hayden Sims from the outside. It's a fast start by Sam Woods from the inside. He leads the way from Kirby in second place. Dickley, well, he's had problems, although Chris Gay, the referee here tonight, or this afternoon rather, he has stopped the race. It was a bit late stopping it. The red flags are out, and an unsatisfactory start called by Mr. Gay. And Sam Woods, well, he's just been warned for moving at the start, so we're going for a rerun of, or restart of race number 2. Ian Glover, the start marshal, walks away, takes fly up into that first bend. Well, Woods has made a good start. Second time around, he leads the way. Adam Kirby is in second. In third place, it is Dilkey, with Hayden Sims in last position. As in fact, Sims it is who's come through in the third place ahead of Dilkey, as Sam Woods, he leads the way. And now Adam Kirby coming up on the inside. It's a 5-1 for the Kent reserves, as Sims, well, now he's put Woods under some pressure, and he's got up into second place. And has he got time to challenge Kirby? It looks like he is. He's going down the back straight as they go into that third turn, and when in fact, was there some contact there? Kirby comes down. A large boo noise, gasp comes from the stadium as Kirby comes down. A few oohs and ahs there as Sims, well, he took the left leg, it seemed, there of Adam Kirby going into that turn, and just slightest bit of contact, perhaps not too much, but Chris Gay, well, difficult angle for him to see what happened there, but well, he has awarded the race. It's a win for Kirby. Woods gets second, Dilkey third, Hayden Sims disqualified has been the cause of that stoppage. A 5-1 for the home side. They lead by 8 points to 4. We move on to race number 3, and Scott Campus, he comes out off gate number 1. He rides for Kings Lynn Young Stars in the National League, based over in the Ipswich area. And there is Roger Kearns, the owner of the stadium, co-promoter here, looking on at the action with his family and friends. Heat number 3 is underway, and into that first bend was a good start by Campus from the inside. Oh, there's a fall there. Down has come Ben Morley, and down has come the rider in yellow, that is Dan Greenwood. And well, just a coming together by those two riders, and all for restart. That's been called by referee Chris Gay, so certainly an instant pack start to this new era for speedway racing in Kent, as heat number 3 gets underway. Second time of asking, and going into that first bend, it is Campus who's made a good start. He leads the way, but Ben Morley has come around the outside. He's moved through into first place. Morley is then who leads from in second place. It is Campus, third spot. We got Dan Greenwood, and in actual fact the race has been stopped again. And a bit of movement there called by the presenter, the announcer. On to the rerun of heat number 3. In fact, Ben Morley, well, he's been disqualified under the 2-minute time allowance, so his place has been taken by young Sam Woods in this one. But Woods, well, he's come down. Oh dear, carnage here on the first bend. He raises his arms aloft, and well, this was another pure racing incident, as Sam well, he gets taken out, in fact, by his own teammate Connor Coles, and he goes into the collapsible safety fence. It certainly seemed to do its job, based on the one at Rye House, very similar to that one. Of course, big connections with the Hoddesdon circuit, what with Len Silver being the promoter there, and several of the riders have come along from Rye House to race for the CTA Fire Kings. Good to see Sam back to his feet. Will he be able to take his place as we attempt to get heat number 3 run? And well, some of them taking life very easy indeed. One of the cameramen for Rerun Productions. Very sunny afternoon, not too much for him to do at the moment, waiting for the fence to be repaired, something making him chuckle. Seems a pretty easy life to me. I think we should try that. Anyway, let's get back to the racing and this saga that is becoming heat number 3. We'll have another attempt as Ian Glover, he tries to get the riders up to line. They're back out on track now. So a recap of the lineup of gate number 1. It is Scott Campus, gate number 2. That's his Connor Coles, gate number 3. It is Dan Greenwood from the outside. It is Sam Woods in for Ben Morley. Up fly the tapes, and hopefully it'll be 3rd time lucky, or is it 4th time? We've lost count as the race is underway. And well, it's lucky for Dan Greenwood because he leads the way from Campus in 2nd place with Connor Coles and Ben Moore, and Sam Woods racing for the 3rd, and it is Woods, or it is Coles who's in that for 3rd place at the moment as they go down the back straight. Then a 5-1 for the American Internationals. This could level the scores up at 9 points apiece if it stays like this. Out in front it is Greenwood who leads the way, rides for Dudley in the National League. Does Dan this season. Had a few outings for them. Of course, this is Kent's first fixture. As they go down, they start the final lap. It is Greenwood who leads the way, extended his advantage out in front. Scott Campus is in 2nd. Connor Coles has moved through into 3rd ahead of Sam Woods. It's going to be an impressive victory for Dan the Man, and in fact, well, not quite as impressive there because I think his throttle may well have jammed open there, and well, he's laid his bike down at the end of that race. The new fans here, of which there are plenty, they won't quite believe what this speedway racing is all about after what they've seen so far. And an unusual incident in heat number 3. What a race that was to finally finish. Campus finishes 2nd, Coles 3rd, Woods at the back. A 5-1 for the American Internationals, and at last that one's done and dusted. The scores are level at 9 points apiece. We move on to race number 4. And the lineup brings out Hayden Sims off gate number 1, failed to score in his first ride. Adam Kirby off gate number 2. Of course, they had a coming together in that reserves race. Gate number 3 sees Jason Garrity, one of the star men on show here today. And from the outside is David Magic Mason, but it is Garrity who leads the way, and he's shot out into 1st place. He's leading from Sims in 2nd place. Mason is in 3rd, and Kirby at the back, but it's all about Garrity out in front. Jason rides for Rye House in the Premier League. He won a handicap individual meeting on Saturday at Rye House, and he followed that on from top scoring in the British Under-21 final at Monmore Green, Wolverhampton a couple of weeks ago. He went through the card scoring 15 points, but then in the crucial grand final he could only muster 3rd place behind Robert Bramford, the unfancied winner of that meeting, and Cole Howarth, the runner-up. But Jason, he's going to get a victory here in heat number 4. What a style this young man's got. He's from Manchester. We're going to hear a lot more of him. Of course, there's some superb speedway races riders from that city. Peter Collins, Chris Moulton amongst them. As Jason, he wins heat number 4 from Hayden Sims. A good 2nd place for the Kiwi. Mason third, Kirby at the back. The American internationals take the lead. As Jason, well, he's making his way back into the pits. Let's go and join him. I think Glenn's going to have a few words with the race winner of Heat 4.
Well, Jason Garrity, very much not American, but helping the lads out today. Jason, what do you make of it out here on the new Kent track?
Yeah, it's a lovely track.
A bit tricky, is it though?
Nah, it's the same as any other race track. You just got to go out there and ride it flat out, and that's what you do, and you win races, so it should be good.
Indeed, it's been an eventful start to the meeting. I mean, a few offs in Heat 3. Some of the younger guys might struggle a little bit there with not so much experience, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still young myself, so
well, you are, yeah.
I can't really say that. So, yeah, some of them are not rid as much, but they put a team together and let's hope they can do something. Really, I'm a Rios Rocket rider, so yeah, it's good. So just go out there and enjoy. So.
Indeed, and a bit of an extra bonus booking for you as well to come and ride on a lovely afternoon as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's beautiful. Couldn't ask for any more.
Indeed. All right, Jason. Well, you know you're out soon, so good luck in your next one, mate.
Thanks very much.
Well, good to hear there from Jason. He likes the shape of the circuit. I'm sure once the surface has been able to bed in, as we say, I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic track here. Great shape as we move on to heat number 5. This one, it sees Ben Morley coming out off gate number 1, failed to come out for heat number 3 after the initial staging of it. Chris Thomas off 2, Connor Coles off 3, Aaron Baisby comes out off gate number 4. He got a second place behind Boxer in the opening race, but he's trying to come around the outside, but it is Morley who leads the way. He's spent several seasons with Ryehouse as Ben, Essex-based youngster, and he leads the way. Second place it is Aaron Baisby, who is riding for Mildenhall Fent Tigers this season. He's a Kent lad as well, but could not be fitted into this setup here at Sittingbourne, as Morley it is who leads the way. Baisby in second spot. Third place it is Connor Coles. Chris Thomas is at the back, so a 4-2 heat advantage for Kent in this one. They'll be very grateful indeed to have this track time. Next week they ride at Stoke next Saturday against the Stoke Potters, or next Sunday rather, in the National Trophy, and then it's National Trophy action here next Monday when the Isle of Wight Islanders, one of the favourites for the National League title this year, they come and knock in. I'm sure that's going to be a very stiff test indeed for these Kent lads, as heat number 5 with a win goes to Ben Morley, his first points as a King. Baisby second, Coles third, Thomas at the back. A 4-2 for the home side. They cut the deficit to a couple. Moving on to race number 6, and Jason Garrity, who looks so impressive in his first ride. He comes out off gate number 1. Stevie Boxall, he looked impressive in heat number 1. He comes out off gate number 2. Off gate number 3, that sees Jameson Dilkey, and from the outside it is Jack Kingston, who got up into second place in his opening race before he took that tumble. Heat number 6, this could be a cracker between Garrity and Boxall. Out of the start is Jason Garrity, who's shot away. He leads away from Steve Boxall in second. Third place it is Kingston with Dilkey at the back. But the battle with the big guns, it's being won by Garrity in heat number 6. He leads the way. St. Ryehouse Rocket in the Premier League, just as Stevie Boxall was in his time. Well, Steve, we also had outings in the Elite League with Paul and Bellevue. He had a bad injury about 2010, and it looks as if he was lost to Speedway, but so he took the call from Len Silver and was happy to accept the honour and privilege of leading the Kent Kings in this new venture. He's in second place in this one. Jason Garrity, much more race fit of course than Stevie. He's going to take a win here in heat number 6. Boxall finishes second. Jack Kingston, he collects a point in third with Dilkey at the back. And it was a tremendous start by Garrity going into that first turn. And that set up the victory for him, our second shared heat of the meeting. And it does see the American Internationals maintain their 2-point advantage. 19-17 they lead. 2 wins out of 2 for Jason. So we move on to heat number 7, and this race, well, it sees David Mason coming out of gate number 1. He only got a 3rd place in his first ride. Scott Campus comes out of gate number 2. He got a paid win a couple of 4 races ago off gate number 3. It is Sam Woods from the outside, Dan Greenwood. Heat number 7, it's underway, and into bed number 1 where Mason's made a pretty good start from the inside, but Greenwood has beaten him to it. He leads down the back straight with Mason in second. 3rd spot, it is Scott Campus. Sam Woods is at the back in this one, but Greenwood, it is who impresses here in heat number 7. He won heat number 3, and he looks as if he's going to take another victory here. And with Scott Campus back in 3rd, the American Internationals, they can move back into a 4-point advantage as Greenwood leads the way. David Mason in 2nd place. So certainly is a good run out for the Kent Riders on their home circuit ahead of their National Trophy meeting here next week against the Islanders, as Greenwood he's stretching his lead out in front as they come round to take the checkered flag. Then Dan Greenwood guesting for the Americans. He wins it. 2nd place goes to Mason. 3rd spot to Campus with Sam Woods, who we didn't see too much of Sam in that one. A wheelie for the fans as the visitors, well, they stretch their lead now to 4 points. 23-19 they lead as we are around about the halfway stage of this meeting. And some of the fans enjoying the action, no doubt, here this afternoon. It's a gloriously sunny afternoon as well, so rare for bank holiday. As we come on to heat number 8, Adam Kirby, he comes out of gate number 1. He had a win in his first ride, of course. When he had that tumble, the race was awarded, and comes out for his 3rd ride. He had a last 2nd time out. As well, cameraman, he's still not doing too much. It looks like he's doing a bit more now. So we got Kirby off gate number 1. Gate number 2, that sees Hayden Sims. Gate 3, Jack Kingston from the outside. Chris Thomas as the race gets underway. And well, here's Kirby, who's made a good start. He leads the way from Kingston in 2nd place with Thomas or Sims in 3rd as they come round to complete the opening lap then. And this is looking good for the Kent CTA Fire Kings. And well, in actual fact, there is problems there as Kingston has taken a tumble. Thomas and Sims managed to avoid him as Kirby is now leads the way as they come round to start the lap. Oh, and there's a terrible crash there for young Adam Kirby. He's come down. Oh, carnage out on track for the Kent lads in this one. The race obviously has been stopped. Adam, well, he was very disappointed indeed with that. Well, another couple of incidents in heat number 8. The new fans certainly seeing plenty of thrills and spills. Unfortunately, Kingston was the first to come down, and then Adam Kirby, he just could not stay away from the fence down the home straight. Thankfully, the 2 American lads managed to avoid him. The race, well, it has been awarded. Hayden Sims gets the wins. Chris Thomas 2nd, Jack Kingston 3rd, Adam Kirby, no points for him. A 5-1 for the visitors, their 3rd of the meeting. They now lead by 8. Adam, thankfully, able to get back to his feet and walk back unaided to the pits. So moving on to race number 9 then, and Connor Coles, he comes out off gate number 1 for the Kings. Jason Garrity, the hugely impressive rider comes out off gate number 2, Ben Morley. Will he won his last ride? He's off gate number 3 from the outside. It is Jameson Dilkey as the race gets underway. Garrity again has shot out of the start. He really is a fast gator at this level. He leads the way from the 2 Kent boys in second and third, Morley and Coles, with Dilkey. Well, he is struggling here this afternoon on this circuit. He's at the back. Garrity it is who leads the way. Former British under-17, under-19 champion and former National League Riders champion as well. He really has got the pedigree and showing it here this afternoon. He leads the way from in second place. It is Morley. Coles is in third. Dilkey, he's really struggling on this circuit. He's not going to get anything in this one, but Jason Garrity, he's going to make it 3 wins out of 3, I'm sure of that. He's leading the way. Looks as if he's thoroughly enjoying himself as well out on track. 1 or 2 of the riders are finding it quite difficult, this surface. There's a few holes appearing as you would expect really with it being such a newly laid circuit. But Garrity having no problems whatsoever. He wins heat number 9. Second place goes to Ben Morley. Third spot to Connor Coles, with Jameson Dilkey finishing at the back in that one. A shared heat then. Our third one of those this meeting. A third straight victory for Jason Garrity. Practicing his starting technique. I don't think he really needs to. He's made 3 super gates so far this afternoon, and that's another win for him. Moving on to heat number 10, Jack Kingston. He comes out off at gate number 1. Dan Greenwood, he's been very impressive. He's off gate number 2. Steve Boxall, he's off gate number 3, suffered just the 1 defeat to Garrity in heat number 6. And from the outside, it is the rider in white, that is Scott Campus. Dan Greenwood, well, he's had 2 wins out of 2 so far. Can he beat Boxall here as the race into that first turn? It's very tight indeed. Kingston, in fact, has made the start. Dan Greenwood, well, he's come down. Looks like he may have hit a bit of a hole there. He's come down and brought down his teammate Scott Campus as the riders are laying strewn on the track. And hopefully they will be able to get back to their feet. And well, we see this one again going into that first bend, and it was Kingston and Boxall who'd made the start. It looks as if Kent may have been heading towards a 5-1, but well, there was a carnage there between Dan and Scott Campus. But the 2 riders, well, let's hope that they are able to get back to their feet following that pretty ugly spiel. And well, that is good to see. In fact, that is young Dan. He is back. Scott Campus is already back up. So they'll both be allowed back in the rerun if they're fit and able to do so. There's the crowd. So the figures are perhaps in excess of 3,000 people here this afternoon. Absolutely incredible attendance. And well, that is a good sign. The 2 American lads, or well, Dan Greenwood, he's not that American, but an honorary one this afternoon. He is able to come out, take his place in the rerun of heat number 10. Kingston off 1, Greenwood off 2, Boxall off 3. Campus from the outside, and it is Boxall who's made another good start, and so has Jack Kingston. So this is, as you were, the roars ring round the stadium here for the CTA Fire Kings as Steve Boxall leads the way from Kingston in second place. Dan Greenwood probably feeling a bit second hand after that spill. Of course, he started off the meter with 2 victories. He's in third with Campus out of it in this one as they complete lap number 2, but Boxall it is who leads the way. Steve, well, we understand that he is helping out at the track here a couple of days a week. He's been asked by Len Silver if he would help prepare the racetrack, and I'm sure he's prepared himself to his liking here. In heat number 10, he leads the way from Kingston in second. Greenwood's going to suffer his first defeat of the meeting. It means that the Kings are going to get back to within 4 points as Stevie Boxall wins it A huge cheer rings round the stadium here at Central Park. Second place goes to Kingston. Dan Greenwood does get a point in third. It's a 5-1 for the home side. They move on to 28 at the American Internationals, on to 32. We've certainly still got a match on our hands here with 10 races gone, 5 to go. 15 heats, of course, the Speedway format in team racing in the UK. As Stevie, he entertained the fans during his 4 laps, and he's entertaining them on his victory lap as well with his wheelie. Another one down the back straight. Super stuff. Oh, now, in fact, I think we're going to go and join him with Glenn.
Well, 10 races gone. Another win for King's number 1 Steve Boxall, but on a hot sunny day it's tough work out there, mate, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, especially with the track as rough as it is at the minute. It's only going to can't get no worse than the track is now. It can only get better. So it's the same for everyone. It is just tiring with the weather the way it is at the minute. But at least it's the sun's out and it ain't raining.
Indeed. I mean, good win though. Dan Greenwood unbeaten up to them. But talking of the track, you're having a bit of a hand in what's going on with the track, aren't you, we gather?
Yeah, Len's got me up here 2 days a week to help main the track, which is as good as a few extra pennies for me, and something that I enjoy doing. So I just appreciate what Len's done for me this year. If it wasn't for Len, I wouldn't be riding again.
Well, we're glad you are. Talking of riding, of course, you need a good backroom team. It looks like they're hard at work there. A few words for them?
The Musketeers are here now. They're hard at work, as you can see. But no, they've helped me out so much this year. Due to, well, I lost my licence, but that's due back this week, so I'll be back on the road, and Dad'll be hitting the brakes on the passenger side for once.
Oh, that's good news. Well, they've got something going forward for you, Steve, so keep up the good work, mate. Only 4 points behind, and good luck in your next one.
Lovely, thank you.
So good to have a few words there with the Kings number 1. We move on to heat number 11. We've got Aaron Baisby off 1, David Mason off 2. Aidan Sims comes out off gate number 3 from the outside. It is Sam Woods, but it is Baisby who's made a superstar from the inside. He leads the way from Mason in second place. A stalwart of the old Conference League, as it used to be, the National League we call it now. It used to be Conference League. He's mainly ridden in the lower division as David, but he's had some very good results over the years. I think he's the highest scoring rider as well from the Conference Stroke National League, and it looks as if he may have been lost to racing for a while. He did have quite a serious illness, but he's managed to get that under control, and he's back up racing his speedway bike. Hopefully we'll see him for another 2 or 3 seasons yet here at Central Park as Aaron Baisby, it is who leads the way. This will be his first win of the night, of the afternoon rather. So used to speedway racing being at night, of course it will be at night from next Monday or early evening, 6:30 start. The part of the planning permission, of course, was that the racing has to be finished by 8:30. They've got to get through the heats pretty smartly. Aaron Baisby did in heat number 11. A win for him. Mason second, Sims third, Woods at the back of 4-2 for the visitors. They move 6 points clear with 4 heats remaining as Aaron claims his first victory of the meeting. We move on to race number 12, and Jameson Dilkey, he comes out off gate number 1. Only scored a point so far from his 3 rides. Ben Morley comes out off gate number 2. He's scored 5 points from his 3 rides off gate number 3. We've got Scott Campus, and from the outside it is Adam Kirby, who's had an up and down meeting so far as Adam. Been on the deck a couple of times. Hopefully he won't have that happen to him in heat number 12 as we're about to get underway. Takes fly up and into that first bend. Who's made the start? Well, it is Ben Morley who leads the way. Adam Kirby is in second place. Kirby, oh no, another crashing fall for Adam. He straightened up, he collided with his own teammate Ben Morley, and that is a big spill for the youngster. Oh dear, he really is having a bit of a nightmare here this afternoon. It all got very tight indeed, and he just collected Ben Morley's rear wheel there, which sent him tumbling over his bike. He looked like he may have had a bit of a collision with Scott Campus, bit of a coming together. He certainly had a coming together with the air fence. There is a bit of air fence, as you can see, thank goodness. And well, Adam, he has been able to get back to his feet, but looking a bit second hand. And indeed he is not looking great, and his place has been taken in the rerun of heat number 12 by fellow reserve Sam Woods. Been a torrid afternoon for Adam, so heat number 12, second time of asking. Woods in for Kirby. Morley, well, he's made another good start. He's out in front. Second place it is Campus with Woods. Well, he's in third ahead of Dilkey as the riders come round to complete the opening lap of heat number 12. The track is breaking up, I'm afraid, especially on the third and fourth bends. Bends 1 and 2 not too bad for the riders. They're having to take great care on that third and fourth bend with the chalk base showing through, as you can see. They will be working on the track undoubtedly throughout all of this summer, and well, by the end or towards the middle of the summer, hopefully, and I'm sure it will happen. We'll have a superb racing surface here. As Morley, it may be a bit rutted, but he's still looking pretty assured out there in front. He leads the way from Campus in second. Woods coming in for a spare ride is in third. Dilkey at the back. It's a 4-2. It looks like it's going to be for the Kings as Morley wins his second race of the meeting. Second spot goes to Campus. Third place to Woods, who did well to get the third place there. A 4-2 for the home side then, and that means that Kent, well, they're still in with a chance. 4 points the deficit with 3 races remaining as Ben collects his second victory of the afternoon, and much to the delight of the partisan crowd.
And third in blue was the replacement Sam Woods.
Riders up for heat number 13, and this race was always eagerly awaited, whether it be in Elite League, Premier League or National League. We got 4 heat leaders coming out. We got Steve Boxall coming out off gate number 1. He's had a couple of wins and a second place so far. Gate number 2, that sees Aaron Baisby. He won his last ride. He's had a couple of seconds other than that. Off gate number 3, David Mason. He's been steady so far with 5 points from his 3 rides. And from the outside, it is the sensation that is Jason Garrity. He's had 3 rides and 3 wins. He had that good battle with the Kent number 1, of course, Stevie Boxall, in his first outing. In his second outing. Can Steve get his revenge in this one, as the riders just settling down for heat number 13? Promises to be a cracker. Ian Glover walks away. Chris Gay puts on the green light. Oh no, and there's, well, all the anticipation, and Baisby goes through the tapes. He's going to have to start off 15-metre handicap. And well, there he is. He starts 15 metres back at off gate number 4's position. So that means that Jason Garrity moves across to where Aaron was. Maybe a bit easier for him to outgate Boxall here. We'll wait and see. Heat number 13, second attempt. It's underway, and again Garrity, who is so fast at this level, he leads the way from Boxall in second. David Mason is in third. Baisby, of course, started off that 15-metre handicap. He's at the back, but it is Garrity who leads the way. He's already beaten Boxall once, and it looks as if he could be beating him again. Oh, Steve, well, he's giving chase here as they go down the back straight. Garrity it is who leads the way, but Steve Boxall, he's giving it his all, with Mason in third and Baisby at the back. Garrity, we had to look behind. I think he feels that he's under a bit of pressure here. He certainly is that, as Garrity still leads down the back straight. Boxall is trying his damnedest though to find a way past. Best action of the afternoon here. Garrity's gone out wide, a bit of Was he pressures into that mistake by the charging Boxall as they go down the back straight? Oh, Steve Boxall, well, he's had problems there. Oh no, I think that's his chain that's probably gone. As Jason Garrity, well, he's going to come round unopposed now to take the win in heat number 13. Second place goes to Mason, third spot to Baisby, and the very unfortunate Stevie Boxall. Well, he really did give it a brilliant effort there to find a way past Jason Garrity until that engine problems or bike problem may well have been a shed chain. But Jason, well, he makes it 4 wins out of 4. Brilliant stuff by him. Been a star of the afternoon here at Central Park. And a very, very warm round of applause from the fans here this afternoon. Well, we move on to heat number 14, and Kent, well, they need a couple of 5-1s if they're going to steal a victory here. A 5-1 and a 4-2 would give them a draw. They have had a few. They've had the engine failure, of course. They've also had a couple of few falls when they've been in very good scoring position. So it could have been a very different scoreline. But so thankfully, it's only a challenge match to open the proceedings for Kent. Heat number 14. The American Internationals could win it in this one with a shared heat. We've got Connor Cole, Sam Woods, Dan Greenwood and Hayden Sims. The race is underway. Greenwood, it looks as if he could be getting back to winning ways because he's out in front, and Hayden Sims, the Kiwi racing here for the American Internationals, he's in second place in this one. And in actual fact, the race has been stopped by referee Chris Gay. Couldn't see anything wrong with that at all, but Mr. Gay, eagle-eyed Mr. Gay did. Oh, the rider in white was warned. Been warned to keep still at the start. So Dan Greenwood has been given an official warning. We're going to go second time asking, heat number 14, and Greenwood, well, he's made a start, but it's just like the same one as he did last time. He's just very quick out of the gate. He leads the way from Sims in second place. Connor Coles and Sam Woods were there left in their wake here, and this would wrap the match up for the American Internationals. Dan Greenwood it is who leads the way from Hayden Sims in second place, having a good race in heat number 14. He's had 1 win so far this afternoon, and well, this will be plate 10 from his 5 rides. He was leading a call, or was just going to challenge Adam Kirby, of course, in heat number 2 when he was disqualified after Adam came down. Could have had more points, but a very good return from him. Dan Greenwood, well, this is going to be his 3rd win out of his 4 rides, and this will win the meeting for the visitors, the American Internationals, of which there isn't too many of them. But Dan Greenwood, he takes the checker flag. Second place, that goes to Hayden Sims. 3rd spot to Connor Coles. Sam Woods at the back in that one. A match-winning 5-1 for the Americans then in heat number 14. And well done to Dan and Hayden. So wrapping it up in heat 14 with 1 race remaining. As we get ready for the final action of what has been a very successful opening meeting here at Sittingbourne, there is Ian Glover, the start marshal. Graham Bates is his assistant, just putting the white line down for the riders in heat number 15, which of course is a nominated heat. The 2 team managers, John Sanford and Lawrence Rogers, they will be choosing the riders to come out in the final heat. As the 2-minute time allowance buzzer goes off.
So that is the 2-minute warning for the final race of this afternoon.
As Derek Barclay, the announcer here, is just about to give us the line-up. Steve Boxall goes in red. The fans getting ready, they're filling out their programmes. As well, we'll give you the full line-up now. We've got Steve Boxall coming out of gate number 1. Scott Campers has shown up well in a couple of his rides. He comes out of gate number 2. Ben Morley is off gate number 3. he's done well with 2 wins and a second place this afternoon. He's off gate number 3, and from the outside it is Aidan Sims, who has scored P10 from his 5 rides. So Jason Garrity, well, he's going to finish. He's finished with a 4-ride full maximum. Well done to him for that. See what happens. Heat number 15. Can the Kings reduce the 10-point deficit in the final race? It looks like they may well be able to do so, because Boxall it is who leads the way in second place. Ben Morley, third spot. It is Campus with Sims. Well, is this one race too far for the American reserve, or Kiwi riding as an American? He's at the back as Boxall. Well, he's very much at the front in this final race. This will be his 3rd win of the meeting. And it really is a hard charger, isn't he? He just seems to be riding over or through the ruts. The best way to race on this surface, as Jason Garrity has shown us this afternoon, as they come round to start the final lap. Then it is Steve Boxall, who's scorching out in front with Ben Morley in second. It's going to be a 5-1 in the final race, and this will cut the deficit to just 6 points. Although saying that, well, Boxall's had problems on that turn when he's gone, that Morley's come through to win it. Can Steve Boxall push over second place? No, he cannot. Oh, that was such a shame for Steve Boxall. He'd done all the hard work, and almost pedal power was enough to get him across the line, but not quite, as Scott Campus took him right at the end. Well, we really have had some incidents here in this meeting this afternoon, as Steve Boxall, well, he ends up with just a point there in the final race. The very sympathetic round of applause from the huge crowd here. So we end up with a 4-2 in the final race, not a 5-1 for the Kings, but they still lose, unfortunately, going down by 49 points to 41. But a great reception there for Stevie Boxall in heat number 15. Great effort, couldn't quite hold on to that second place, but that wraps up all the action here this afternoon. The victory parade is up next. So here we go then with the parade of the winning team here this afternoon. The American Internationals will give the CTA Fire Kings at first. Steve Boxall, he finished with 9 points, unfortunate in a couple of his rides. Jack Kingston finished with 4 and 2 from 4. Ben Morley 11 from 5. He looked good. Connor Coles very steady, 4 and 1 bonus from 4. David Mason steady as well, 7 from his 4. Sam Woods always in the thick of the action, 3 and 1 from 6. Adam Kirby, well, he did have a win, but a few problems as well. 3 points from his 4 rides for the internationals. Aaron Baisby scored 8. Chris Thomas 3 and 2. Scott Campus 7 and 1. Dan Greenwood 10. Jason Garrity a full maximum, 12 points. Jameson Dilkey finished with a point, and Hayden Sims an impressive 8 and 2 bonus. The internationals from America getting a very warm reception on their victory parade vehicle. That just about wraps it up here from Central Park on this historic meeting here in Kent. We hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, it's goodbye from Rerun Productions.